Yo, welcome everyone. Bitcoin is about to hit one of the biggest resistance levels on the entire chart. People are getting bullish and excited, not knowing that this pump will probably wreck them. But personally, I am going to pay myself and maybe even close my long trades entirely. Let me show you why, because yesterday we were saying if Bitcoin is able to see acceptance above the last important volume area of resistance, this is definitely going to be a bullish Bitcoin indication. Not only we got a push towards the upside, we formed a higher high for bullish market structure, but also suddenly we were trading above the value area high, above the last important volume area of resistance, above 84,700 US dollars. This right here was a bullish thing, and it really does look like Bitcoin after that exploded towards the upside, and as of right now, we are very close towards our golden Fibonacci ratio. Now, most probably you know that yesterday I was saying to you, I am not going to add anything to my long or buy positions because the entire move up was happening in the middle of the weekend, and as you most probably know, moves towards the upside and of course also moves towards the downside cannot really be trusted if they are happening in the middle of the weekend, and that is exactly what I said right here. Weekend pumps have trust issues for a reason. And the main reason for that is because we usually then form quite a significant CME gap if Bitcoin does see a push towards the upside or a push towards downside in the middle of the weekend, and that is exactly what happened. Bitcoin does right now have a brand new CME gap at 84,000 US dollars area, and yes, we are going to talk about why this specific gap is such an important level right now slightly later, but nevertheless, we knew we are going to keep our long positions opened. I also knew I am not going to short the market because, of course, for the past couple of days, we have been saying only the next short position that can be offered to us on the chart is going to be approximately at the area of 87, 88, or maybe even 89,000 US dollars. And as of right now, this is exactly what I'm going to be doing. I am going to take some money off our trades right here of my long positions on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP once we are going to hit this significant golden Fibonacci ratio, potentially in the next couple of hours. And if there is then also going to be some kind of a reaction towards downside, I am even interested to fire another short position, and we are going to talk about the exact trading idea slightly later. Now, I just want to share with you how many people really do not know what they are doing in the market. And you are going to write here notice, approximately 155 million of short positions have gotten wrecked in the past 24 hours, and approximately 87,000 traders were liquidated. So it clearly does look like people are not using stop losses, people do not have any idea of what risk management actually looks like, and it really does look like that as of right now our longs are printing, but on the other hand, a lot of people are getting wrecked, are getting liquidated. And one thing that I also want to mention right now, most probably if we are going to right now see a collapse towards downside on Bitcoin, again, a lot of people are going to get wrecked simply because one very important thing has been happening for the past couple of days, or literally the entire time Bitcoin has been trading exactly at this specific area. If you have been following me on Twitter, you definitely know exactly what I'm going to talk about right now, but nevertheless, I mentioned Bitcoin is about to hit a really big resistance. Meanwhile, volume continues to drop. Price needs fuel to break through major levels, and some are still opening 50x longs. Once again, once volume is going lower and Bitcoin is simply consolidating at approximately, let's just say right now, 90,000 US dollars, this right here most probably means that this entire price action is some kind of a corrective stage before we are going to continue lower. And later in the video, I'm even going to show you what has been happening on the money flow, MACD, and RSI indicator on the daily time frame. But before we do talk about that, I would really appreciate for you to right now smash up the like button, because 800 likes are definitely possible. And also, thank you for subscribing to the channel. Let us first of all talk about this specific area of resistance, and also why a move towards downside it is quite likely to happen in the next couple of days. The first indication is going to be, as we said before, volume has been going lower and lower and lower. Bearish Bitcoin indication. Another thing that not a lot of people are aware of is that golden Fibonacci ratio is coming in as of right now at 88,000 US dollars. But the golden Fibonacci ratio by itself does not really mean a lot. We also need to pay attention to our volume levels. And actually, I just want to show you a very interesting tweet I posted on Twitter, I think, yeah, yesterday, 19 hours ago. The chart tells you where to look. Volume tells you where to act. And liquidation levels tell you where price is heading. Meanwhile, most are still perfecting their triangle collection. So majority of retail traders, once they look at the chart, they look at different patterns. But the reality is, trading is really about where majority of people are going to get wrecked, for bigger players to enter their bigger positions, and only then a bigger reversal towards downside or towards the upside can actually happen. And as of right now, we know the golden Fibonacci ratio, we have the value area high, which is of course also a volume area of resistance aligning with the golden pocket. And also one other piece of the equation is going to be liquidation levels. And once you right now go with the liquidation levels on the 2-week time frame, clearly as of right now, we are coming in directly to a major liquidation cluster where, of course, once again, as you can see right here, majority of short positions are getting wrecked, are getting liquidated, are getting wiped out. And once everyone is actually wrecked, we can only then do see potentially a reversal towards downside. Also, if we are right now zooming in, let's just say on the 1-week time frame in terms of our liquidations, clearly you're going to notice a major level is right now being hit on the Bitcoin chart itself. And once you combine everything, once you combine Fibonacci, volume levels, once you combine the liquidation levels, you really can talk about some very important areas of the chart where a reversal is very likely to happen. And if we go even one step further, as we said before, if you go with the volume indicator and even with our CME gap, I would really say the area where Bitcoin is trading at the moment, you should be very, very careful. I am not saying we cannot pump towards 100,000 US dollars, but nevertheless, I do know I am paying myself. I am not taking any brand new long or buy positions at the area where we are trading at the moment. And also, I am going to enter another short position on a sign of weakness. And yes, I'm going to show you exactly what I'm going to be looking for, or if we are going to right now go higher towards our golden Fibonacci ratio. Now, what if the golden Fibonacci ratio and the value area high right here are not going to act as the area of resistance, and Bitcoin is going to smash right through both of those levels? Remember, we can have a level on the chart, but we also want to see then sellers stepping in the market and potentially then pushing the price lower. I am not going to be blindly entering a position at a key level. And in a case, this specific golden Fibonacci ratio right here is going to break towards the upside, what is then going to be another important key level you should be aware of? We are going to go on the line chart, and we are simply going to identify at what area we have seen the most reactions on the entire chart right here. And I think you're going to agree with me, this specific level at approximately 91,544 US dollars has been, historically speaking, one of the most important levels. Buyers came in the market at this specific area, pushing the price higher. Sellers came in the market also at this specific area because it was the area of resistance, pushing the price lower. And what we can right now say, if we are going to right now break our golden Fibonacci ratio at the area where Bitcoin is trading as of right now, our next target is going to be 91,500 US dollars, because this right here is then going to be our next important area of resistance. But to be honest, I am not going to wait for this level directly. My first level I'm as of right now paying attention to is still the golden Fibonacci ratio, and in a case we are going to see a sign of weakness, I am definitely going to act, take some profit of my long positions, maybe even going to close them and enter another position. And that is why you can also do the exact same thing by entering another free $500 position with the first link down below. Bybit Exchange is as of right now offering to you a free 500 USDT position airdrop, and I actually saw in the comments on Twitter right here, how am I able to secure this insane free bonus? All you have to do, you simply go in the rewards hub and claim your airdrop voucher. And where is this rewards hub? At the top right here. Click on the rewards hub after you create an account with the first link down below, and also you're going to get literally 20 USDT only by creating a brand new account, 10 USDT by depositing $100, and another $20 by only opening another trade that is bigger than 10 USDT. So very nice bonuses offered to you right now on Bybit Exchange, and even a free trade using the first link down below. Now let's also talk about another very important thing, which is going to be the CME gap. Something I already mentioned yesterday on Twitter right here, and this specific gap is actually very important. I actually said right here, in the next few hours, Bitcoin will form a new CME gap. This means there is a 90% chance Bitcoin will fall back to 84,000 US dollars. Weekend courage often becomes Monday's regret. So once again, the entire move towards the upside is first of all happening on a low volume. We are about to hit a very important area of resistance, and additionally, we right now also know we have a major CME gap at approximately 84,000 US dollars. 90% of all of the CME gaps get filled sooner rather than later. And that is simply why I would definitely say looking to go with a buy position where Bitcoin is trading as of right now, in my opinion, is not really the smartest idea. Also because if we right now apply some of the most important indicators on the chart, money flow, RSI, and MACD indicator, in my opinion, all of those indicators are one of the best indicators you can pay attention to. Not only we are overbought on the 4-hourly time frame on money flow and also on the RSI indicator, but also pay attention to what has been happening on the daily time frame with all of those indicators right here. We are clearly forming another higher high. Another higher high being formed on the RSI, another higher high being formed on the MACD indicator, while Bitcoin is forming another lower high. So what is this? A hidden bearish divergence. So this clearly is right now telling to us, be slightly more careful. Hidden bearish divergences are being present right here. We are seeing lower volume. If you're then zooming out on the 4-hourly time frame, clearly volume is dropping the entire time Bitcoin is consolidating at this specific area. We are going to hit a major area of resistance, and additionally 90% of all of the CME gaps usually get filled sooner rather than later. And that is simply why, be careful. I am definitely not saying we cannot pump towards 100,000 US dollars tomorrow, but in terms of probabilities, I am definitely paying myself of my long or buy positions, and I'm even going to look for another short or a sell position. And most probably you're right now wondering, where am I going to fire another short position on the Bitcoin chart itself? I am going to start building a short exactly at the golden Fibonacci ratio. Ideally, once we are going to tap the level right here and see some kind of a reaction towards downside, simply setting a stop loss above the value area high. So once you're measuring the entire bottom price action once again by the volume, what we can say, if we go above the value area high, in that case, it is more likely Bitcoin is going to pump towards our higher level, towards 91,500 US dollars. And also exactly the same strategy as we applied already yesterday. We said if we go above the value area high, there is a higher chance we are going to continue moving higher. If we do see acceptance below the value area high, bearish indication. And literally the exact same theory applies right now at this specific area. If we go above the value area high, we are then looking towards 91,500 US dollars, and that is simply why we have a very simple invalidation level with our short position. Looking for a short approximately at the golden Fibonacci ratio, setting a stop loss above the value area high, not exactly above the value area high, because of course we can potentially wick through it and then go lower, but nevertheless have some breathing room at this specific area, and most probably then we are literally going to target another lower low at approximately 76,500 US dollars. This right here can be one of the trades that I am literally as of right now paying attention to. Very clear level, very clear invalidation level, very clear target, and of course once again make sure you're paying yourself if you're right now potentially still holding some long or buy positions on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and also XRP. Talking about Ethereum, also Ethereum Ethereum is seeing a push towards the upside, surprisingly or maybe not, directly towards our target, directly towards the golden Fibonacci ratio. And also, if you look like that, our point of control or the biggest volume cluster, it is also coming in exactly at the golden pocket. Similar strategy as for Bitcoin, for example. I'm looking for a short on Ethereum. I am definitely paying myself off my long position right here. And not only that, I am potentially also prepared to take the risk and fire another short position on both of those charts. Now, if we are not going to hit the golden Fibonacci ratio, what is going to be the first sign of weakness you should be aware of on Bitcoin? Simply losing the 4-hourly first area of support. And this level is going to be at 86,800 US dollars. If Bitcoin is going to drop below this specific level, this right here is actually going to be the first sign of weakness you should definitely be aware of, because below this specific level, we are losing quite an important structural area of support. But nevertheless, as of right now, we are not losing it, and we also have not really hit the most important golden Fibonacci ratio. That is why in the next couple of hours, ideally, I still want to see higher Bitcoin. I still want to see for us to hit the golden Fibonacci ratio, and then of course fire a short or a sell position with a clear invalidation level, and of course also with a very clear plan, potentially expecting another lower low below 76,500 US dollars. That is why if you want a free 500 US dollar trade and additionally 20 USDT only by creating an account, click the first link down below, register on Bybit and get yourself literally a free 500 USDT position airdrop. And additionally, thank you for smashing up the like button.